What's going on? Welcome to the 411 podcast freestyle sessions tonight. What's going on, Will? You want to come up? You want to speak to me? Just request me live on Instagram. We here freestyle sessions tonight. It's Friday the 13th, which most people, if you're real superstitious, you get a little crazy about today. But I used to be like that back in the day. Now I don't pay it any mind, but yeah, we here. Welcome on in. Go ahead and tag your friends, whoever. Let them know what's going on. If you're out there on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, D Live, Twitch, Daily Motion, wherever you're checking me out at, I want to say thank you. Go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever you need to do. It's freestyle sessions. I'm going to go on the app and tap in. We're supposed to have Trey coming in tonight. I'm not sure. Yeah, he did confirm. So we have Pretty Boy Trey coming in. I believe he's from Boston. So, yeah, I think I need to get back to him. But we're going to move on with this in a minute. He's just confirming the time. Let me just hit him up and say, yep. And we got this going. All right, now after this, we're going to go ahead and get right on into the song of the day. I want to say happy birthday to Stevie Wonder. And before we get into the song, I want to know, what is your favorite Stevie Wonder song? So many out there. I mean, from Rocket Love. We're doing this one right now, Do I Do, of the original Musicquarium album, released in 1982. When I listen to this song, it transcends from generation to generation to generation. I mean, I still love it today, even just, 5-10 years ago, I was still listening to it. So Stevie's music can go on and on for generations to generations and will still continue to live on. So, like I said, happy birthday to Stevie Wonder. And what is your favorite Stevie Wonder record? When I think of the songs, I'm going to just try to name whatever I can name right off the top without even really thinking about it. Of course, you got Do I Do, you got Rocket Love. Oh my God, you got As. So many. I'm trying to think of it. I'm drawing a blank because I'm thinking too hard. What's going on? I see Will. You coming on Instagram or you coming on at all? I'm not sure, but you can request me live and we can do this, or you can text me at 609-738-0611 and I can pull you up on the 411 hotline. So favorites. Oh, yes, that is a good one. Oh, I actually sang Golden Lady on the radio one time. And there was this little contest, and I went on the radio station, and I did a little compilation, and I did the Golden Lady. So that definitely is a good one. I like. What is your favorite Stevie Wonder song out there? There's so many of them. Man, I can't even name them all, and I try to. I'm gonna mess it up, but These Three Words is another one. Oh, there's just so many, and it's just so crazy. I should have wrote them down, but favorite Stevie Wonder record, Happy Birthday, Stevie Wonder. And yeah, song of the day. I mean, think of the lyrics. it still makes sense today for those of you out there who feel that way about somebody. I know for me, it works this way in my world today. So I'm thankful to still be in here and be able to, say those words to somebody else. So yeah. Char, what's going on? How you doing? Maybe you should request me live. I would love to speak to you live tonight. Anybody out there, if you want to speak to me live, you can request me on Instagram. You can text me at 609-738-0611, and I can pull you up on the 411 hotline. And yeah, we just sitting here freestyling, doing what we need to do tonight. And do a little rewind back from what we did throughout the week, and just want to let you all know we got some exciting things coming up. So really, these next couple shows that I got, just stick around because you're going to start to see some interesting things next week, the tail end of next week, and then going forward. So it's just crazy, but thankful. Good things, all good things. I want to say thank you to people who support. Again, out there, people out there, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you. Twitter, people show love, and YouTube. So check out the YouTube experience at Laren Gaines. But reading between the lines was real interesting the other night. It really was, eye-opening, and I want to say the word enlightening. So just a major energy coming from my special guest, Juna. So I really strongly urge you to go ahead and watch that replay and check it out. Char says, my head is bad from the loss of Jewel. I promised too soon. Wait a minute. I'm sorry to hear about that. Sometimes I just disconnect from a lot of different things. I'm going to have to check out some of these things. I also want to say, Jason T. Davis from California, thank you for supporting. Mr. Alex Coquito, Onyx Blade, I believe you are in New York, Boston, Connecticut area. Shanti Refuge, thank you so much. Wanted to show support. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shanti Refuge, Irene Hill. Irene Hill is from Idaho. So is Juna. So we had two authors that came on a 411 podcast from Idaho. So thank you so much. Our Carnisha, I want to say thank you so much. The Elevated Experience. Y'all go ahead and check her out. Play. So when I tell you that the 411 podcast is moving up, Reading Between the Lines is moving up, we have people that are checking us out from all different aspects. And I just want to say thank you so much. So whenever I feel like I need to sit back and question and ask, is this part of the process? Is this part of the plan? When people from high places start to check me out, I'm like, all right, I got you. I'm going to continue to do this. I mean, people who write Grammys and stuff like that. Crazy. Execs from record labels and stuff. Craziness. Yeah, make sure I got this right because this one is a. What's going on, Bethany? You want to speak to me tonight? Request me live here on Instagram or text me. I know I got a message somewhere, but it's not showing up. Savage is saying that he's coming. Bethany, I'm not sure if you want to chime in tonight, but you can talk on the podcast line or you can request me live here. And hopefully I got this right. I want to say thank you to, I think it's Njoli. Now, excuse me if I get these names wrong, but Njoli Soul Sense. So y'all please go ahead and support Njoli Soul Sense. Thank you so much for supporting. And I also want to say Danny from My Survivor Voice podcast. I give you a shout out almost every single night. And I want to say thank you for supporting me on so many different areas. I appreciate you. And of course, Mr. Hazard, all the way from Baltimore. I got that right. See the memory. I got to keep the memory going. Baltimore. You know what? Well, you really are hitting it with these Stevie songs tonight. That's another good one. Jesus, Children of America. What album is that off of? I'm trying to figure out. I think that is off of the same album that Golden Lady is on, if I can remember. Another Stevie song that I like is Have a Talk with God. That's another one too. Tell your story. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and rewind this thing a little bit. Take it back. This was a bizarre question out of nowhere. We going back to our roots when we originally started the 411 podcast and I introduced burning questions and we just started asking crazy questions. And I appreciate the people out there who have burning questions now. Um, I guess that we have inspired you to start using burning questions as well. So I appreciate that. And just let them know that the 411 podcast sent you. um, what do you think is an ideal age to cut off to have children? So is there really an ideal age? When I'm saying coming up, people who were having children, around the age of 40, that was like, yo, you at a risk here. So I'm not quite sure what it is now with the way we have advanced in medicine and things like that. But what do you think is an ideal cutoff age for children, to have children, basically? My thing is, you want to be able to be active. You want to be able to be that parent that your kids ain't embarrassed to show up to the school. Like, you want to be and I'm not trying to say this in a I make sure I get the right word, but not a superficial way. But you want to go up to the school, you want to look fly, you want to make sure that you send your kids off right. And this is just the thinking that I used to think. Like back in the day, I was like, I'm gonna be that young one because when I go up to that school, they gonna know, who I am, and they gonna know who my kids are. So I always like made sure I didn't want to embarrass my kids going up to the school, and I wanted to be active as well. You don't want old parents showing up to the school like can't even, function properly or do things because they're old. I don't know. So whenever you're no longer active to raise them, basically, Char Baby says so. No, so whenever you're no longer active to raise them. But on the flip side, though, when you take away all of the superficial stuff and you're not, being, you know, materialistic, I guess. I mean, I guess that's how I used to be back in the day. Um, but maybe if you have the children when you're older, maybe the kids keep you young because you got to keep chasing after them, running them after them. That could be another aspect of it. And then I also wanted to do it on the flip side too. Like, what age is too young? Like, that's a whole nother tricky thing. I think I went to school with somebody who had a child at 13 years old. I think she got pregnant at 12 and had the child at 13. So I think that's kind of too young. I honestly think 18, 19 is real young. I think you're real immature at that point. I really would say 30 for me probably is the ideal age. When you're 21, you're still young, and I don't even think you're developed mentally to be able to handle something like that. But again, that's just my personal, opinion. Bethany says I had my son at the age of 40. I think between 30 and 40 is the ideal age, like to start. And then by 40, if you didn't do it yet at that point, then maybe you might need to start to second guess some things. 13 is too young. Yeah, I mean, I did. Yeah, I went to school with somebody who had a child at 13, and it was so crazy because she was like trying to be outside playing, but you had a kid in the house. Craziness. And you said 40 is too old. Well, Miss Bethany had a child at 40, and I don't think she said it's too old. So, um, what do we have here? So, well, we want to be around during the time with our children. Yeah, I believe that. Char says babies shouldn't raise babies. I agree. What's this here? She made the cutoff to me. Okay, she made the cutoff. Trey, request me if you out here. See what kind of stuff you got going on tonight. Because I know you're always coming with something interesting. So I'm glad you're in the building here. Definitely will make it an interesting show tonight. So now here's a question that I got for you as we get into this here. To be free or not to be free? I'm gonna bring you up in a minute, but I want to say this: to be free or not to be free. So I think about this quite often. I think about this quite often because I see people who are with people who are happy. I see people who are in relationships who are also miserable. and I see people who are not in relationships that want to be in relationships that are unhappy, and so forth and so on. And plus, I have been in some committed relationships most of my life. I never really had time to be free to myself. 2020 was the actual start of me being free, and I'm still living free, even though that I am in a situation, but I'm still free to this day based on the circumstances. So, um, meaning that there's some distance between me and the other person, but to be free or not to be free. So I want to know why some of the people who are in relationships, after you start taking people for granted and the dust settles and you're no longer working on it and they're no longer working on it, you strive to be free. Oh, I can't wait till this is done, or I'm gonna leave this one after this, or whatever, whatever, whatever. Sometimes only to get to the other side to remember that that person that you left them for, or you sitting by yourself now, you miss that connection that you once had. You miss that security, basically. So then now, after you get out of that, now you basically repeat the cycle and you latch on to somebody else because you want to be secured again. So be free or not to be. So why do we go through these situations? Why are there so many people who want to be free, who want to live that single life? Maybe you still want them, but you want to live that single life. You want to do those things that people who are free can do. So you kind of get a little jealous, or you might be a little envious of your friend because they're free and they're able to rip and run and do what they want to do, and you're stuck in a relationship. So you try to go and rip and run and do whatever you want to do. Your relationship breaks down, it falls apart, and now you're unhappy that you're free. But at the end of the day, isn't that what you wanted in the first place? So then you just repeat the cycle over and over again, and these people just don't learn their lesson when it comes to this. So the question that I have to ask you out there, I don't know how old you are, whatever situation you went through, what are you in, but to be free or not to be free, how are you feeling about this situation today? Let's see. You said, Mr. Will, what's going on, Trey? We need time for reflection, but we shouldn't get the feeling that while we are with someone, we shouldn't be alone and reflect. And you also say, it's not fair to think of someone while you're with someone else. Well, that is so true, but how many people think of somebody else while they with somebody else?
Right.
And the last thing that you said here is, should be like 3 months for reflection, and I'm free right now and single. 3 months, that's for you. For me, it was 2 years because it was so long that I never was free in my life. I should have been free long time. I shouldn't have been running from this to that, the next to the other. So yours is 3 months. Mine was 2 years. The next one could be 5 years. So what's going on? How you doing tonight, sir?
Great, great, great.
That's good.
Love when you be doing your little
Burning question.
introductions and stuff and working out what your organization stuff. It makes me feel so lit. I'm just like actually blessed to be on here because like I've been wanting to like tell you like different things what's going on with me and stuff like that, and me doing my videos and stuff and trying to basically get myself out there.
I
And
appreciate that.
basically, yeah, so me and John, we got a tour coming up soon. So I'm pretty ready for that. I'm ready for that.
Where you starting at? How many shows you have? Where's the
Um, we've been doing a lot lately. John's been he's been doing stuff on his own. He went to Cali. He went to Miami. Just like he's been going all around the world and stuff.
okay?
We just making it little by little.
So now, where are you from again? Let everyone know.
I'm from New York, Queens, New York.
Queens, right? Yeah, Queens.
Yeah,
So, but now you're not in Queens now, right? You don't want to tell us where you're at. That's all right. We don't have to tell your location.
I'm still no, I'm in still from Queens, but I'm in a different location now because I'm still doing business with music and stuff. So I'm still trying to work on different things out here.
I saw something new on your page. I saw you said motivational speaker. So talk to me about
Yeah.
that. What makes you
Ba-
want to go down that path?
Basically, on my lives, and people that came into my life basically heard how I was speaking to people and how I want to help people and
Hmm.
engage with conversations just by like relationship problems or like just anything that people go through. I just start talking and I just want to be able to help people and change people's lives, because I don't want to be that type of person that doesn't want to do anything for myself and help everybody else. So,
Oh, I'm about to go in now. You said relationship problems. So you young. What relationship problems you know about?
basically, I'm not gonna lie, like it's like when you said like thinking about other people when you're with somebody. I basically, because me personally, I've been through a lot of ups and downs with my relationships and past relationships where it's even harder because I do YouTube too. So like old YouTube videos that I be doing with like my exes and stuff. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like I'm not gonna lie. I be like, I messed up. I messed doing YouTube with them. But like, it's like I have another girl that I have to focus on more and keep myself occupied with her because the videos I'll be doing with her right now is it's amazing too because like I thought she was gonna be somebody that was nervous and not want to do videos with me. And I told her, I said, I'm a YouTuber. I do videos. So the first time I met her, we did a video right then and there. She was comfortable with it. She wasn't like shy or scary.
Mm.
And it started going down the right path with each other.
Do you think that all of this social media stuff plays? All right, let me make sure I back this up. Do you feel that this social media stuff can hinder a relationship or destroy it?
Yeah, yes. And I'm not gonna lie, there's some types of people, different types of people that will definitely try to mess up a relationship because they want it and they look at a relationship like I'm not gonna lie, like on with me and my girl
Hmm.
relationship, there has been times where people tried to come in between me and my girl and mess it up. And they were saying I was cheating, they were saying she was cheating and basically me and her we have a stronghold with each other and we trust each other. And we try not to let nobody like come between me and her relationship because we don't want to get teared down by that because me and her we have a good relationship and we've been together for a year and some change. So it's like basically we trying to build our stuff up together, and that's why I said a lot of times is I'm a social media person, so I'm gonna definitely be on social media a lot.
Hmm.
But for her, I feel like she's just gradually like gravitating to social media and what it feels like.
Questions that I ask, I'm like, I don't think that you know who I am. Like, I don't go out there and say, yeah, this is what I do. But I'm like, are you sure? Because once I tell you about the other side, you're going to see what's going on here. So that's the first thing. I'm very cautious about who I deal with because all it is here. And I don't want to bring the wrong person into this situation. So you're going to know about
Yeah,
this after a while. But then I need to know, are you the type of person that want to be in front of the camera? Or are you the type of person that want to be on the sidelines and support and cheer and all of that stuff? Um, because you can get two different type of experiences. You can get somebody who's right beside you, and now y'all both going back and forth trying to fight for the camera, whatever. I mean, don't be fighting for nothing if you ain't work for it, is all I have to say. That's one thing. Or you could have somebody who really is like, all right, I'm supporting you. I don't want nobody to see who I am. We just gonna rock this out and we're gonna make this thing work. So
yeah. To be honest with you, I'm really that type of dude that would love to be in front of a camera.
don't we all know
I,
that you love to be in front of the camera? I mean, everybody knows that. Follow you, you know that you want to be in front of the camera. No, I'm messing.
my friends,
But
they
I'm
know
speaking the truth.
I be post, I be posting videos and stuff, and me and my boy, shout out to John, Violinist. He's been an excellent help with me trying to get exposure. And the videos that me and him do is like awesome. Like he tells me to do what I have to do a certain thing. Like even I'll video it for him if he like one of his videographers is sick, he'll come pick me up. He'll be like, yo, Trey, you wanna come out with me real quick? We're gonna go do a video. We're gonna do this. And I'm like, I'm down for it because like that's my bro since I was like little. Since we was little, we've been working on music, doing music together,
Mm-hmm.
and just to see us elevate to a different level is like it's amazing, because I like to be able to meet different people. He likes to work with different people, and it's just like I love the way we collide with each other.
All right, now I got some questions for you because we getting ready to get into burning questions. So I hope you're ready because I saved up some from a couple days ago. Plus, I got some new things, so we gonna see what happens. Will,
I'm ready.
thank you for supporting out there as well. And you said, but make boundaries and you'll be fine. And people have to be respectful, which yes, and then facts. I like that, which means we on the same page. And also, I want to say what's up to the people out there on D Live. I love my D Live family. Will, I know you are on so many different platforms. You're on Twitter. I've seen you on Facebook. I've seen you on Instagram, and of course D Live. What do you love about the D Live experience, pretty much? So if you can go ahead and let us know what you like about D Live, and for those of you out there, please go ahead and check me out on D Live as well. And are you a gamer? I know you do a lot of different things. D Live is used for a lot of gamers and stuff like that. So now, burning questions. The authenticity. I will tell you that everybody has been very, very, very supportive over there, and anything but thank you to everyone out there on D Live whenever they come through. It's not all the time, but every now and then I got a few people that through. Burning questions is a segment of the show where I basically flip it and I put my guests in a hot seat. But on freestyle sessions, that's all it's going to be. It's nothing but a hot seat. I'm about to fire off a whole bunch of burning questions like you won't believe. So hopefully you're ready for these. So the burning question I have for you is, what is the ultimate deal breaker? What is it you will say, absolutely not, I'm done? I mean, we were cool. We went back and forth so many times, and I forgave you for everything. But this one last thing right here, absolutely done with this. What is like the ultimate deal breaker for you?
Um, I mean, I really wouldn't give up like that, so I wouldn't know what the deal breaker would be for me.
All right, so we have a special announcement. Anybody who wants to mess over Trey, please hit him up. No. Hit him up. Go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you. Borrow all types of money from him, steal his girlfriend, do all types of stuff. He ain't gonna give up on anybody. There's no deal breakers. He's just right on in.
Oh, my girl right here.
All right, well, let me ask her. What is the ultimate deal breaker where you say absolutely not? I mean, I've forgiven
Oh,
you
you
for a
can
lot of things. We went
add
back and
her up.
forth, but this one thing right here that you've done, and that doesn't even have to be you. It could be a friend. It could be whoever. Like, don't have to be anything like a relationship. I'm just basically asking, what is the ultimate deal
And
breaker for you? What are you not putting up with these days? You said you don't give up that. I need to know, can I borrow some money, basically?
you could bring my girl up there, request
I
my
need to
money.
I need the cash. I need some cash app. So, because you said,
Wait, is my wait, babe, save me the request so you can tell
I
me to
think
tell.
I think I just did.
Uh,
She wasn't ready.
who was that?
No, that's not her.
that
That's not her. Oh, my bad. We just bringing people on.
is her. That is her. Okay.
Let's see. Will says,
That's me. Yeah.
That's my girl.
feel like
All
the
right,
movie
so
Boomerang.
all right, so you
So
can ask.
what's up?
I have a question.
So you're not feeling like you want to show us your face tonight?
Oh no, that no.
No, I'm like doing something right now.
Those videos
I
I be
can't
seeing.
I can't show it on live.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I was gonna say all those videos I be seeing y'all be doing.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know.
I I told her we about to come up and do video. We about to do more videos.
So let me ask you, what is your name?
Who my girl?
It's Queen Trey.
We trade.
Queen Trey. Okay, we got
Yeah.
some royalty going on here. King Trey, Queen Trey. All right, Queen. So I need to know,
Yeah.
what is the ultimate deal breaker for you?
Uh
What
huh.
is the point where you would say, man, I can forgive you for a lot of things, but this one right here I can't do.
Deal breaker like cheating. Like if you cheat on me, I don't think I can ever forgive somebody for that. I have that been done to me so many times. So just like that would be like the most deal breaker you can ever do to me.
So you don't believe in the fact, well, if you cheat on me, I guess I gotta cheat on you. You don't believe in that?
I mean, I can do revenge. I definitely can do revenge, but I'm
Oh,
just saying, like, if you do cheat on me, like, you're gonna get the worst out of me. So,
hmm. Don't we all know about that revenge? You got to be careful with that revenge because it could backfire.
I know
yeah, it
that
could, but I mean, it's gonna hurt the other person. So,
You could be wanting to just do a one quick thing. Since we're talking about cheating, it is what it is. You could be wanting to just revenge, right, and do a one quick thing, and then how about that person turns into a stalker, and then they just won't leave you alone, and then now it blows up, and there's this whole situation going on.
um, I mean, for me, like the cheating, it wouldn't be like revenge, like I'll speak with the person, but
Hmm.
like it'll be revenge, like I'll lie to them. Oh, I cheated on you. Also, like it would have been like I would like just play him.
I used to think that cheating was the ultimate thing, the ultimate deal breaker.
I would pretend it. I would have pretended and then I would have pretended that I cheated, but I really didn't cheat. I wanted to like it would fit for him to like that some reaction
Oh, it's a
of what he did to me. He did
you.
to
Oh,
me
you
when he
want them.
cheated.
You want them to feel that same reaction. Here's the best thing that you can do.
Yes.
That's not always good. I get what you're saying. Remember, revenge is not yours. The best thing that you could possibly do if anybody does cheat on you is to continue to love them the
Mhm.
right way that you were in the first place, showing them that unconditional love. That will actually tear them up a little bit more than you actually going out there and doing what you're doing. And I know it just doesn't sound right, but yeah,
you gotta kill him with kindness.
yeah, it's kind of weird.
I don't think I can.
And
Like
that and there's that word karma out there
that's the
too.
thing. I don't think I can.
And sometimes it's not always
I know. It's just that I don't
I used to think that
like.
cheat.
I wouldn't be able to do that because like if that person like disappoints me, I can't.
I used to think that way, but something changed in me. Uh, we're not even gonna get into it, but a whole bunch of things changed once you started to realize that whatever that person does to you, that's the thing. They didn't do it to you; they did it to themselves. So don't try to take yourself out of it. You weren't in there.
Mm,
Were you in a bedroom with them? Nope. So I ain't
no.
got nothing to do with you. That's between those two people over there. Let them handle what they handle and trust and believe that that word karma is going to come around one way or the other. So, Mr.
Yeah,
Wills,
but it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt like really bad. Like
you were
if
there.
somebody ever does cheat on me, like
Today I look at it as this. You did me a favor because you were showing me that you were never mine to begin with. Because if you were mine to begin with, then you would have never done that in the first place. So please reveal everything
that's
that I
true.
need to
Yeah.
see today and show me who you really are. Because it's like this: once you let something go, you're gonna be able to get something else. Like if your hands are full, right? You can't carry nothing else because your
Mhm.
load is full. So once you release something, you're gonna be able to get something new. You're gonna be able to pick up something new. So release all of that old baggage and let them go and let them be and do what they want to do and be who they want to be. And now that you let them loose, you can hold something else and something else is going to be able to fit in your arms. You know what I'm saying? So you can't keep
Right.
everything. So that was never yours to begin with. You was trying to hold on to something that was never yours.
Right.
Yeah.
Will says, is a threesome cheating? Never had one, but hey, I need to know. Don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I would say that it's,
Um.
well, you go ahead. You go ahead because this I'm gonna get real deep with this one, but go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like, I would never want a threesome because I do not like sharing. And
So you don't
for
believe
also, it's just like,
so you don't believe
no,
in the thing that sharing
I
is
don't
caring?
believe it.
So sharing is not caring to you?
He's not.
No,
He's not like.
no.
Not like that. She would not share. She would not. Nah.
I wouldn't share him. Like I get that people like having double like relationships, but for me, if that person is with me and it has to be with only me. I'm not sharing with nobody.
Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you what I feel about this. Is a threesome cheating? Never had one, but hey, I need to know. And I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. If everybody is on the same page, you ain't going to be hurting anybody's feelings. So remember
Yeah.
this. And and,
Well,
and
I
one
mean,
thing,
of course, like if
Yeah.
you guys all did accept the
Yeah. If
you know,
everybody's open to it.
well, of course,
yeah,
it's not cheating. But if only two people are accepting it, and that third person is just like, no, I don't think that this is right, that is cheating.
that's why I said yeah. Everybody has to be on the same page. And a lot of people have been in
Yeah.
threesomes, love triangles, and they didn't even know. So my thing is today, if this is the situation, you just need to speak up and you need to say something because
Mm-hmm.
at any given time you want to say something, cool, I'm down for it. Maybe I'm not down for that at the moment, but who knows? I mean, it all depends on what you bringing in the situation. Like, what this person look like, where they from? No, just just saying. But I never thought that I'd be able to think outside the box today. But one thing that I realized is that you don't own people, places, and things. You can say, absolutely not. I'm not going to put up with that. I don't want this. You can't do this. I don't own you. So the minute that I start telling you and putting stipulations on things and putting stipulations on our relationship, if the
Mm-hmm.
other person ain't feeling it because they want to be a little flying free, they're going to find a way to be flying free and behind your back. And then that's when it's called cheating. If you take yourself out of the situation and have some open conversations and speak like an adult and talk, this is real life. How you think we got here? You think that back in the day, people was, you know what they was doing. Open up the book. You know what they was doing. So
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
this is
going
reality.
around.
Will says, I would say giving up on me would hurt them. True. And it's their loss. Absolutely. That's why you let them go. You don't get into it. And
Yeah,
um,
I always say that like, it's their loss. They lost something good, and I always been good to them. Like all my exes, I've always been good to them. So it was their loss because I'm his treasure. So like that's their loss because they lost something good.
on the flip side, too, you said treasure. You know, when somebody throw you away, you become trash,
Mm-hmm.
right? You become
Yeah.
trash. You become trash to them. But isn't it just so great when, what does they say, another man's trash becomes another man's treasure?
Memories treasure. Yes. It
It's
is good to
so,
say that because like I feel like yeah they they threw me like trash because I was somebody that was loyal and I always treated them right and I always gave my all in that relationship. So it's like I feel like in all those relationships like it like broke me into pieces. Like I try to put myself together and like I put myself into work and I just pray to God that like that he would send me somebody that would love me for me.
Okay. I got one more caller that might want to come in. Interesting. All right. I don't know how this happened, y'all. I don't know how we got on this relationship stuff, but we here. So we might as well just do it the right way. Will says, you good over there? I want to make sure you good.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you all right? You all right? All right. So, Queen making. I hope she ain't making you a little nervous up in here tonight. You all
Nah,
right?
she just speaking facts, but she speaks like me. She talk like me. I don't need to say.
Oh, that's Mr. Will. Oh, that's you. It's Will. You want to you know what? Let me call you on the phone. I don't know if you're gonna answer, but I'm gonna call you and see what happens anyway. Let's see if you pick up.
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
What's going on? Welcome on in to the 411.
Oh,
I appreciate you joining in here tonight on D Live and everything. Love the comments. Appreciate it.
yeah, thanks, man.
So now, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Atlanta.
That's what's up.
Just relocated down here.
ATL building. That's what's up. Love it. So you heard Miss Queen Trey here speaking tonight.
Yeah,
What do you think? You want to weigh in on what she was saying because she can hear you.
yes. Everything is relatable, and really, it comes down to thinking about it from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone has feelings, but when you set boundaries and really don't cross lines that don't need to be crossed, everything could be all right.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go outside of like your circle, that's when it becomes confusing.
And the reason why people go outside their circle is because of lack of communication. Lack of communication,
Right.
and ultimately, lack of communication comes from lack of self-worth. So I'm insecure. I don't know who I am. So I'm going to try to push you in a box and tell you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that because guess what? I feel like I can't do it. So if I feel like I can't do it, I'm going to tell you can't do it.
Right. I was just about to piggyback on top of that. Like insecurities really play a factor into like confusion. A lot of people don't know what they have until that boundary is crossed and then a person reacts. Sometimes you don't need to experience it. You can see it. Like you can feel that energy to know that things are good outside of your circle. So just don't go outside of your circle. Keep it that simple.
That's on point. You speak as of knowledge here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for allowing me to call in, and
yeah,
I look forward to calling in more.
I want to say thank you so much for supporting. I mean, I think you caught me on one of the shows that I was on, and you have been supporting ever since, and I appreciate that.
Once you have like your circle tight and you find what's real, and I like that it's authentic, it's real, it's raw, and our voice is helping someone by us talking about like subjects like this.
Absolutely.
These are sensitive topics that need to be discussed to help others.
When two or more people come together, it's magic. So we got 4 of us on here tonight having a good conversation. So this is real dope. How was the experience on YouTube? Because I know
on YouTube.
Yeah. When you were watching out on YouTube, how was everything good?
Yes. Everything was good. If you need to, you can comment on the side. You can't do what this app does and really call in until like you know the specifics of it. That's why I reached out and made sure it was open line. But
instead of just coming in blindly, huh?
Right. And overstepping anyone that's already. Yeah. But in the future, it's gonna be like line 1, line 2, line 3. I could see it like what you're doing big things.
Wow, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Trey, what's good? Yeah, y'all ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I asked this a couple nights ago. As an adult, do you ever find yourself reverting back to some of your old childish behaviors?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Like, what's one thing that you like do, like where you look at yourself and you be like, you know what, you just really clowning today because you know that you shouldn't be doing this.
I think about it more than actually putting it to action. I just play it out in my head, and then I think about like the end part of it, and think about it. It could be entertaining for the moment. It's more of a momentary like type of thing where it's just like for that moment. So I think like in the long run, and then it calms me through whatever I'm going through,
Hmm.
especially in relationships, long term ones. Play it
Okay.
out in your head and be like, oh, be at the club. I could be at the Players Club if I'm in Atlanta. But when it comes down to it, like I'll have someone that can be the Players Club right inside of my apartment on my house.
Oh shoot. Okay. What about you? What are some things that you do, Trey?
Basically, like what you said, when we do videos and stuff, sometimes I would find I was doing stuff like that I wanted to do, like when I was like childhood things I do. Because when I was young, I didn't have a good child, but um, I always told my girl like because be active. We were always find ourselves in,
You're
you know,
breaking up so bad. I don't know. I tried to hear you, but it's breaking up real bad.
you hear me?
It's going in and out.
Oh, Lord.
Now,
You hear me now?
yeah, try it again.
Can you hear me?
It's going in and out. Now, I'm I'm gonna tell you some childish things that I do. I get what you're saying too. I understand that too. Sometimes I gotta stop myself and be like, "This is not right." And I spoke about this the other night. You know that this is not the man that you are. So by you doing this, you are putting too much of yourself into the situation.
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do with you. That's between that person, and that's their feelings. That's on the outside. That ain't got nothing to do with you. So don't
Right.
start treating people a certain way. Don't start doing things a certain way. So I have to get out of my childish behaviors that way because I always put self in it and always put myself in it. And I'm like, yeah, no, we ain't going out like that. So now I got to jump in. My ego jumps in front and starts to, try to do some things. And that's where the childish behavior comes. But I get what you're saying. Queen, you still out there.
Yep. Yeah.
Any childish behaviors that you come up with as an adult these days?
Well, it was like it's not really like it's more like a trauma because like I still like have an emotional detachment because I was abandoned by my mother, so like I still have a little bit of trauma to where like as an adult I still cry to certain things that I shouldn't be crying to, but is I don't know, it's just been like crazy because it's like, why am I crying over this or why am I crying over that? And then I just remember that, oh my God, like I went through that through when I was a child, so it's like it's kind of hard to like get rid of that, childhood memory.
Yeah, and I try to get used to that too. I try to get used to that with her because she'll do it like when I'm on the phone with her, she'll do it when I'm about to leave and get off the phone and I tell her, I say, I'll be right back, I'll hit you up. And then it's like she don't want me to leave. And it's like her eyes, it's like the way I look at her and her eyes is like she'll keep me like stuck. And I'm like, I can't leave because like it's the way she looks at me. And it's like I don't want to leave her because at the end of the day, it's like she's like she feels abandoned and like when she will go through stuff like the drama and stuff, it's kind of hard to actually leave her.
That's tough. That's a tough one. But I will tell you that remember this though, and if it happened as a bad things that happen to children, I know it sounds so terrible, like it's supposed to happen, but in some cases it's supposed to happen because that means that you are meant to impact others. I truly believe that when children experience traumatic situations, some of the worst jacked up stuff that you could potentially think of or come up with,
Right,
if you get within self, there's a story to tell, and it's to help somebody else. Like, this world would not be what it is if everything was just so wonderful and we just ran around smiling and was happy with each other. Even though that sounds amazing, we would all get sick and tired of being extremely happy. And if you want to know an example of that, when I think about it, I'm a cartoon fanatic. I don't know if anybody watches SpongeBob or have watched SpongeBob, but the point where
right,
Squidward wanted to go and be away from SpongeBob and Patrick because they was making too much noise, and he wanted to go to this place that was peaceful, and there was a whole bunch of Squidward lookalikes, and they all did the same thing, and it was all happy. And then after like, I'm fast forwarding like a week of it, he was already tired of it. Then he wanted to go back to some dysfunction. He wanted to go back to the, you know, nonsense and the craziness and the spontaneity of SpongeBob and Patrick. Y'all remember that?
yeah, yeah,
So that's the example of if we try to create things and we want to be happy all the time and we want to make things be so wonderful and beautiful, it's not reality and that's just not what it's going to be. So sometimes we have to suffer. I had to suffer in order to get here today, suffer a
right,
lot and go through a lot of stuff in order to come out here and share my story and be able to pull people like you in and be an inspiration to so many people. Was it fun?
right,
No. Did I know what was going on during the time? No. But through strength and prayer and asking what my purpose is, I'm here and I'm thankful.
right.
But so I hear your story. Only thing that I can say is just dig deep within self. Whenever you get these feelings, ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? And
Right.
what could I do to get over to the next side? And that's my advice that I have for you.
Gotcha.
Well,
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
we have some magic that's going on up in here tonight. So I got one last question and I'm gonna leave all y'all with, and then we're gonna get ahead and get on up out of here. It's so rough, and I've experienced this on so many different aspects of people trying to be nice to you, and then there's snakes in the grass, and you don't know who's your friends, and you don't know what. This year, and we only in May. This year has been amazing experience for me to see who was really my friends and who weren't. You got your real
Right,
friends, you got your fake friends, you got your social media friends, you
right,
got a bunch of people everywhere, especially if you're active on these
right.
platforms like that. But is it easy for you to get along with somebody who clearly doesn't care for you? Like, it's business. I got to go back and forth. You might be on my job, you know, you might, we might have done a meeting together. We might got a business deal on social media together. I know clearly that you don't like me, but is it easier for you to get along with somebody who does not want your best interest and secretly wants to see you fail?
Mm.
I mean, for me, like, I've always had, like, people like that. They've never liked me. Um, but when that ever happened, I just be like, we're co-workers. We need to work on this. You don't have to like me, but this is what we have to do because this is our job.
Mm.
And she's saying, and with that, like you'll have people that just pretend to be your friend just to see you fail because they want to see how you operate.
Mm.
And me too, especially with my music stuff like that. And I want to use that for me.
The
I
music
do music,
industry.
I
Music
post
industry.
videos, and there's a lot of people that watch my stuff and listen to it, but they don't really listen to it. If you understand what I'm saying, they don't really and support me with that.
They trying to see what you're doing, huh?
Yes, up and steal what I have and ideas and stuff. That's why a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
like I try not to post as much as like you see on my Instagram. Like when me and my girl, we will post like constantly. I would get into that rhythm where get that flow, post some videos and doing entertainment and stuff. And, like the reason why we haven't been posting is because me and my girl actually looking around for like different places and spots and stuff, and my girl's been going back and forth like job hunting and stuff like that. So it's like entertainment is like on the side from what we're doing now, because that's why I feel like when we go into entertainment with videos and music dropping, I feel like that's like another element that we're like sucked into, because now we're like prone to do videos and stuff, and we don't really know on reality what's really going on. So that's what we're doing. We're trying
That's
to be
true.
part of
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to part of doing videos on the side and then focusing on us reality wise.
Oh
Trying
yeah,
to be
yeah.
yeah.
That's a whole nother situation that I can get into as well. People who want to step into this whole thing, and I'll end that on that too. So thank you for giving me that. And Will,
Sure.
I heard you when I asked that
Yep.
question. You were like, so that's deep. I know you
Yeah.
got. I know you got something.
I I'm on this journey right now where I think I've already been through that part,
Mm-hmm.
and like even if I feel any negativity, I turn it into positive. But it's a real vulnerable time, I think. But I have the energy around me to where like I can like numb and really be like, oh, you want to see something? You want to see something I've created? You interested in creating something yourself? But I do notice what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I take some time and it's like, whoa, you coming out of nowhere, and then it's like only for a brief moment though. But it's something that I'm learning to deal with. But when you're giving out like the positively, like you're in it for the right reasons, like you feel it, but you're not too settled in to really thinking about it. So I don't think about it too much. But at one time I was like that, where I like really had to like pay attention to how others felt. You know, I think that's what it's called, really caring about how they feel, but then noticing that that energy is a waste of energy because it really like is a form of control, which I've learned too.
Absolutely.
So, you know, like I think like I'm at this point right now where I'm all in with what I'm trying to do and trying to find the right like circle with the same people doing the same thing that I'm doing to really make sure that I stay on track and don't get distracted, because I'm managing professional life, personal life, and my creative life inspirations with everything that I'm doing. And there is no blueprint for anything original. So I can't be copied. That's kind of like
I
what
like
it is.
that. I like that. I will tell you that let them be. When you know somebody doesn't like you, when you know somebody doesn't care for you, when you know somebody's trying to take something from you, when you know somebody's trying to bite off of you or whatever, let them. Because one thing that they don't know is that the journey, the struggle, the pain that it took for you to get there. And they could actually end up self destructing because they will try to do what you do or try to be you or try to do something like you. And it won't work out for them. They'll continue to keep bumping their head. They'll continue to keep hitting roadblocks because God is telling them, absolutely not. This is not you, and you know better than this. And I need you to sit back and I need you to do the work so we can figure out what your job is and what your purpose is. However, they can still overpower and they can still keep pushing because remember, ask and you shall receive, right? So sometimes God is like, you know what? You keep asking, and I told you no, but you keep asking. And I tried to tell you that this isn't it, but you keep asking, but you want it again. And you keep asking. You know what? Here you go. I'm gonna just go ahead and open the door and give it to you. And now when you get there, I'm gonna shut the door behind you, and now you're gonna be stuck. And then I'm gonna open up and I'm gonna let you out when I feel that it's necessary. because you need to learn this lesson here. And then some people will try to put on your shoes, put on your outfits, put on your clothes, put whatever. And then when they get all of that, they become unhappy and they realize that this isn't for me. So be very careful with that.
Definitely understand what you're saying.
Sometimes it's like, you know what, go ahead, because once you get it, you're gonna understand that, you know, it is what it is.
That's why they always say be careful what you wish for, because like once you wish for it, it's gonna be hard to take it back.
And then when it comes to that control, like, oh, I know you don't like me, I'm gonna go ahead and show you a lesson, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. We have to learn that. Remember, we can't control people, places, and things. That's one thing that I keep saying. Can't control people, places, and things, but the one thing that you can control is self. Once you start controlling self and get control of yourself, you know the thing self control, you will understand that the people, places, and things around you will change. You can't change that by saying, I want you to do this. You better do this. You can't do this. You can't do that. Trust and believe I've been doing it all my life. And I realize now that people will change. The places will change and the things that you have will change. And sometimes we got to do this. This will change. All of that will change once you start to take care of yourself and have self control. Control yourself. You can't control other people, but I can control you. Trust and believe when you get up and you take responsibility for yourself and you take responsibility for your life, the people that you were trying to control, but you said, you know what, I'm gonna have to let you be and I'm gonna let you do you, I'm gonna do me. They'll be like, oh shoot, I see something different. Something is different. I feel that pull. I feel that, you know, positive, negative, opposites attract. I feel that there's a little difference. You know what happens, and then that negative, that magnetic connection comes together like that. So I'm just saying, self control is the main thing, and that'll help you get it right.
And
Mm.
like I can speak on that a little bit. I've meditated, I've prayed, I've like learned how to deal with like taking in things that trigger me. And when it all comes down to it, it's like a superpower to protect yourself from like what you're gonna experience on your journey to the unknown. And it's exciting. It's a lot to take in when you're on the journey to like somewhere, to like maybe like others seeing what you can do, and really you can't be stopped when you're on it. And that's
You'd be
really what I'm
surprised.
wanting.
You'd be surprised at the things that you can do when you become the master of your own mind. And I'm not going to
Yes.
get into it because I know we got to get on up out of here. But the reason why we
Yep.
suffer, the reason why we suffer, the reason why we stay stuck, the reason why we continue to do the same things over and over and over again is because we have not become the master of our own minds. We forget. We have forgotten who we really are. When you think about it, how we get here, I have to remind myself, and I can get straighten myself up right away. How we get here? Who's controlling all of this? Who created all of this?
God.
Simple questions like that. Once I start asking my questions like that, and I'll be like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna get back in line because I know better than this.
Right.
Hmm. All right, y'all. I appreciate you, King Trey, Queen
Thank you,
Trey.
man.
Thank you so much. We have
You're
New York in
welcome.
the building. We have ATL in the building, Mr. Will. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for all of the new people out there that have been checking me out tonight. Hopefully, you got something and you feel something. You're going to receive something. This is what we
Yeah.
do here on the 411 podcast. Anybody that likes to come on and be a guest and chop it up with me, you can text me at 609-738-0611, or you can just stop by on a Friday on Freestyle Sessions and come right on in. This is free game here on Friday nights.
Right.
All right.
Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful evening,
You're
and I
welcome.
appreciate y'all for hanging in tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Okay,
All
take care
right.
now. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, y'all. Wow. You want to talk about some crazy experience, supernatural experience, over the top experience? That's exactly what happened tonight. We had four people all together, coming together and having a great conversation. And they didn't even know each other, which was so amazing. So, again, that's what happens here on the 411 podcast. And again, this is Freestyle Sessions, Friday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And y'all might have seen a little different shift in the 411 podcast. Things have been a little bit different. I've been understanding, like I said, I just spoke about when you bump your head. I've gone through those things too. Like maybe I don't need to be on this platform. Maybe I don't need to be here. Maybe I don't need to go over here. Maybe tonight is just not the night to make this thing work because all of the cylinders aren't running at 100%. So I had this conversation and I had to get with self and I said, no longer will we continue to just go out here and do things just because. I'm going to continue to give everybody what they need the right way, and it needs to come with a message. There was a time where people told me, Laren, you're way too serious. You're way too this. It needs to be too much. It needs to be fun. It needs to be this. It needs to be that. And I was just like, you don't understand the struggle. You don't understand the journey. You don't understand the process that I went through to get here today. No, I'm not going to let you come on here and make a mockery of my life and my situation and my journey. And this is, I remember saying, this is my life. I have kids to take care of. I have a situation to put in place and to stand for and to make sure that I deliver my true authentic self. So this is not a game. We're not going to come in here and play games. So there's been a shift and there's been a change and some people have come and some people have gone and I'm okay with that. And this year showed me that even people who I thought that would never betray me, backstab me, whatever, do whatever, they've done it. And I just continue to come out here and do what I need to do and show love the right way. And remember, what you put out there is what you get. So that's what I'm here to do. And we're going to continue to do this. And I'm going to continue to give content for the people who need it. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, D Live, Twitch. Thank you so much for everybody out there checking me out. I appreciate you. If you'd like to support, please go ahead and click that link above. All of my social media platforms. There's so many different ways you can support. You can purchase my new book, Volume 1.5 Deliberation Remix Journal. You can drop a donation. Hey, how about you just drop me a line and say, I was really feeling this. I get it for anybody out there when it comes to monetary donations and stuff like that. If that's not for you at the moment, I understand. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I understand. We'll have a whole nother conversation. How I had $1 in my bank account and was still doing big things with $1 in my bank account. That's a whole nother conversation. And people were still looking up at me as who I was, and I didn't have no money. I was broke. But it wasn't about the money. It was who I was. It was what I was pouring out from my heart, and it was what I was giving to people. So if you're at that position and you can't do anything financially, don't feel bad about it. Do what you can do. You get paid by the things that you do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever you can do. That's a way of supporting as well. I appreciate that. And of course, I have to give thanks to my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing me to come out here and give y'all this show, give y'all the 411 podcast one more time in life, because without him, none of this would be possible, and I wouldn't even be here today. Trust and believe that. Wow. I thank y'all so much for coming through, and people out there watching the replay, dropping in the comments and let me know what you feel about tonight's experience. On that note, I'll see y'all when I see you. Thank you. Take care. Have a good night. Good night, y'all.